So get ready to go. We're going to get ready to send you down the track in a few minutes. So it's looking pretty good right now. The rain's holding off. And we should be able to get this thing in as long as we don't get any more wet stuff coming down from the sky. You know, rain. And also remember this, it's a right-hand track exit only, and you're going to see drifting at the top end, so do not turn left. All right? It's right-hand exit only. Hey, it's Taco Wednesday here at Sonoma Raceway. That's why you got taco trucks all across the paddock on the other side. So if you guys are into tacos, it's Cinco de Mayo coming up. So that's why it's Taco Wednesday. All right? That's what we're having here at Sonoma Raceway today. Hey, the gods must be liking us because the sun's come out here at Sonoma Raceway. So it looks like we're going to have a good night and we're going to get this thing in. All right? So be ready to go. We're going to call you starting with Jackpot as soon as we get the nod. Well, it looks like we're going to get ready to go. Hey, just so you know, it's Cinco de Drags and Drift tonight at the racetrack with food trucks, games, and a car show. I don't know if they're having a car show because of the weather, but hey, we'll see. And it's a perfect way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is coming up in a few days. All right, here comes Jackpot. And tonight we're going to start off with Big Bad Brad Bowen and Scott Sturley being the first two out tonight. Big Bad Brad Bowen in a conventional car, gas-powered Firebird Trans Am with a 5.7 LS motor. And Scott Sturley, a 22 Model X Tesla. We're going to follow that out with Jorge Valencia in the Chevy Love. And Big Bad Brad goes red, 023 to the dark side of the tree. Scott Sturley goes 089, green. in the Tesla. Big Bad Brad goes 12:33 at 111, where Scott Sturley in the Tesla goes 11:85 at 114. Philip Topping in the Mustang GT in the Denzel side, and the O'Reilly and Jorge Valencia in the 1974 Chevy Love. He goes 005, or goes 085 on the tree to Philip Topping's 047. Jorge's going to get there first. He goes 10:21 at 130. Where Philip Topping goes 13:18 at 108. At least Jorge went straight that time. Well, we got a little Subaru going out there, all-wheel drive thing. Had a little trouble off the line, but he got it straightened out. He goes 13:59 at 111. We got Patrick Lanoux over there in the Denzel side in the Challenger. That's got a Hemi in it. Going against the Fury over there in the O'Reilly side. Patrick Lanoux goes 077 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 114. Patrick goes 1187 at 122. Where the Fury goes 1433 at 96. Now we got Scott Frazier in the little Fiat. And Rachel Throw, the actress out of Santa Rosa, in the Honda. And Rachel Throw goes 120 on the tree, goes 1488 at 93 miles an hour. The Denzel side, Scott goes 075 on the tree, goes 1608 at 87. All right, we got the points champion from last year, Carlos Hilson in the Miata in the Denzel side. All right, we got an old Ford Fairlane, I believe, a Galaxy 500 over there in the Denzel side. Let's see what that one can do against a little Mazda in the O'Reilly lane. It looks like he got the better leg, 200 to the O'Reilly side, and the Mazda was a 438. And it looks like that Ford's cooking. He's going to be in the 13s. He goes 1493 at 87 miles an hour. And the Mazda finally goes down there at 2017 at 70 miles an hour. And that brings us to Comprod. Mark Carlson in the 9-second Camaro over there in the Denzel lane. You know, Mark drives this car here every week, and it's, you know, he's been in the nines, so it should be close to that. He goes 134 green. Look at that Camaro just shoot out there. Plenty of power. He goes 996 at 139 to the Riley side. Goes 1168 at 122. He went Roxanne, turned on the red light. 016 to the dark side of the tree. Looks like they're going to push their 055 back. He must have had a problem on the starting line. So fire safety is going to get there and help these guys push him off. The Mustang goes 524 in the tree, goes 1153 at 119. And that's going to be the end of Sports Street. Comprod. And that brings us to Sports Street. We got dead on Doug McKay. Street drivers, to your cars. All street drivers, to your cars. Do not wander off. We're going to go through this rotation pretty quick here. So all street drivers, to your cars. We got dead on Doug McKay. We call him dead on Doug because he's very consistent what he does. And he goes Roxanne tonight. 021 to the dark side of the tree. He turned on the red light. With the Denzel side, went 315. He goes 1118 at 125. Man, that's moving. And Doug goes 1358 at 101. And Denzel's side goes 417 on the tree. The Riley side went 867. He went 1595 at 80 miles an hour to the 1639 at 84 in the Denzel side.
37.
Boy, that's a beautiful 37 Chevy pickup. Purple is pink color over there in the water box. Getting ready to take its hit on the tree. I think we're into street now, by the way. The Charger goes 055 on the tree. He goes 1293 at 106. Where the O'Reilly side goes 1740 at 81. Now getting back to that pickup truck in the O'Reilly lane. 37 Chevy pickup. I mean, that thing's nice from a distance. I don't know if it's that nice close up, but we'll have to see. We'll get to go down and take a look at it later on. But he goes 243 on the tree, where the Denzel side went 359 on the tree. And the little 37 goes 1521 at 89. The Denzel side goes 1401 at 100. Hey, we got a square body Chevy pickup in the Denzel lane. The O'Reilly side, we got Kevin Diadamo, I believe, in the Corvette. I don't know why he's in street, but that could not. I don't think that's Kevin Diadamo's car. I'm just going by numbers here, but it would have had his number on there. It doesn't. Denzel side goes 106 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 420, goes 1294 at 107 to the 1515 at 93 of the square body Chevy pickup. All right, the O'Reilly side turned on the red light. He goes 013 to the dark side of the tree. The Denzel side was 076. Green, he went Jedi. The O'Reilly side goes 1107 at 125. Denzel side goes 1432 at 96. Corvette, I believe that's 1971 or 70 in the Denzel side. The O'Reilly side, Camaro. All right. Denzel side goes 591 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 123. The Riley side goes 1619 and 87. Denzel side goes 1603 at 91. It's going to be followed by Jaguar. Then Top the Cops are going to be out. They came out in force tonight. I think we got 6, maybe 7 cop cars for Top the Cops. That's pretty damn good for tonight. All right. All right, out of Nevada Police Department, the car number 1, which is, I believe, a Ford Explorer. I call this the 16-second class. Used to be because they all would do 16 seconds, but now they're like 17 seconds. Oh, look at that. 1578 at 88 miles an hour. Reaction time wasn't bad, 179. Now we got a highway patrol car. In the O'Reilly side. He turns on the red light. He goes Roxanne. He goes 349 to the dark side of the tree. He goes 1735 at 80 miles an hour. Now we got a highway patrol car, a Dodge Charger. I wonder if that's got a Hemi in it. Now, odds are they don't have a Hemi, but it's a white car, so it could actually have a Hemi in it. But we won't be able to tell until we actually see the ET, if it's a Hemi or not. And you go 1694 at 85,305 on the tree. Definitely not a Hemi. Probably about 3.5 high power V6. And the O'Reilly side, the highway patrol car goes 742 on the tree. And he goes 1752 at 83 miles an hour. Definitely not a Hemi. Now we got 2 Fairfield Police Department cars, followed by a highway patrol car. 456 on the tree for the police officer. He goes, oh. All right, the Fairfield police officer in the O'Reilly side turns on the red light 035 to the dark side of the tree. Not bad. Not good, but not bad. Leaves room for improvement. He goes 1679 at 83 miles an hour. Now the Denzel side, a highway patrol car. Let's see if that's got a Hemi in it. If it goes 15 seconds, it's got to have a Hemi. Well, judging by how fast it went off the line, it's a V6. He goes 1618 at 87 miles an hour, 297 on the tree for the reaction time. All right, that brings us to high school. Man, we got a lot of high school students tonight. I can't give you the names yet until we get a data input up. And the Denzel side goes 814 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 696. The O'Reilly side goes 1326 at 108. The Denzel side goes 1454 at. And we got Dustin Love in the O'Reilly lane. He goes 105 on the tree. He was points champion from last year in high school. And he's driving with an intern tonight, taking a pass. Dustin goes 1704 at 80 miles an hour. The Denzel side goes 1483 at 90 miles an hour. Denzel side goes 070 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 239. What a disparity in reaction times. 070 to 239. It goes 1388 at 103. For the Denzel side, the O'Reilly side goes 1507 at 88. Last two cars out in high school. Then we're going to follow that up with another round of jackpot. Dialing for dollars, as I call it. And the Denzel side goes 1626 at 82 miles an hour. The O'Reilly side goes 1681 at 80 miles an hour. Brings us back to jackpot. Scott Sterling in the Tesla. In the Denzel side, Big Bad Brad Bowen out of Novato in the Trans Am in the O'Reilly side. Big Bad Brad and Scott know each other very well from all the racing they've done here. This is the first time they go head-to-head. Scott Sterling gets the better light. He goes 180 green. Big Bad Brad goes 011 red. Scott gets there first. He goes 1186 at 114 to Big Bad Brad's 1230 at 111. Jorge Valencia in the 74 Chevy Love. Philip Topping out of Saratoga in the 2011 Mustang GT. Jorge goes 056 on the tree. Philip goes 024 red. Jorge goes 1028 at 131. Philip Topping goes 1256 at 111. All right, the last car out is a little Subaru in the O'Reilly lane. I think he's in lane 16. Time only, but it could be wrong. He goes 13:21 at 1:13. Patrick Lanoux and Scott Frazier going at it. These guys know each other well. They've raced each other here for past few years.
Hey, Eric, who's in the Plymouth Fury? Who's driving the Fury? Yeah, more chances. Yeah, thank you.
Patrick Lanoux gets the better lights. Scott Frazier goes 200 on the tree. Patrick Lanoux goes 049. He goes 1177 at 123. Scott Frazier goes 1587 at 87. Mark Chansey in the Dodge going against the points champion Carlos Hilson in the Miata. The O'Reilly side goes 086 on the tree, goes 1274 at 115. Denzel side turned on the red light. Now we got in the Denzel lane, hey, the actress out of Santa Rosa, Rachel Thoreau in the Honda Spoon. She was on a TV commercial, and they used that car too. It was cool seeing Rachel on TV. Denzel side goes 1501 at 92. The O'Reilly side goes 1557 at 94. It's one of the few things we get to see around here. Hey, the Denzel side goes 074 on the tree. Great light. The O'Reilly side, not so much. The 634. Denzel side goes 1274 at 109. The O'Reilly side finally gets down the track at 1962 at a whopping 69 miles an hour. All that noise and went nowhere. The O'Reilly side was 400 on the tree. Denzel side was 151. All right, that brings us back to Comprod. We got the Chevy Camaro going against a BMW. I don't know if that's an electric BMW or not, but let's see what the speed is on the BMW. He was 483 on the tree, Denzel's side. And the Camaro was 129. Looked pretty even. And the Denzel side goes 1191 at 123 to the 1167 at 119 for the O'Reilly side. That's pretty even down the track. Mark Carlson in the Camaro in the Denzel side. He goes 019 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes in the Mustang goes 067. Looks like Mark Carlson's going to get there first. He goes 1049 at 139. The O'Reilly side goes 1137 at 120. And now we're going to go into Sport Street. We got dead on Doug McKay going over there. pulling up in Sport Street in the Ford F-150 twin turbo pickup in the O'Reilly side. And Denzel side goes 1584 at 88. The O'Reilly side goes 1358 at 101. Audi versus Dodge Dart. Audi in the Denzel side, Dodge Dart in the O'Reilly lane. Well, if you've got a wing on an Audi, you got to be fast. Or not. Let's see what it does. Well, he needs to work on that light just a wee bit. It starts with a 5 and gets worse from there. The O'Reilly side was 139 on the tree, goes 1642 at 83 to the 1364 at 79 miles an hour for the Audi. Denzel side goes 130 on the tree. O'Reilly side goes 261. He goes 1448 at 107. The Denzel side goes 1588 at 89. Now we got Dodge Charger versus Chevy pickup. I tell you what, I think that Dodge is going to get there first. Just, hey, they both got good lights. 012 for the Dodge, 023 for the pickup. Not bad. But Dodge is going to get there first. He goes 1294 at 106. This pickup truck goes 1711 at 81 miles an hour. Now we got the 37 Chevy pickup with flames on the fenders. I mean, they're pretty cool looking flames. I wonder how they did it, because they look raised. That's what they did up here, from what I could see. Denzel side's got the Dodge Charger. I mean, Challenger. Man, I keep getting those confused. I don't see how. They don't look alike. And the Challenger goes 1419 at 99 miles an hour. And the O'Reilly side goes 1517. All right, Corvette versus Square Body Pickup. The pickup goes 056 on the tree. Great light. To the 129 in the Corvette. Corvette's going to be faster. He goes 1299 at 107 to the 1391 at 97 for the Denzel side. Denzel side turns on the red light, goes 12:26 at 112. The Riley side goes 3:18 on the tree, goes 12:42 at 112. Hey, we got Nick at Night Bubblets going down the track here in the Corvette in the O'Reilly lane against a pickup truck over there in the Denzel side. Let's see what kind of light Nick gets. Look at that. 047 for Nick Bubblets. Man, he just torches the tree. I think he's going to go 13s. He goes 14:08 at 70 miles an hour. Denzel side goes 14:91 at 91 miles an hour. Which brings us to the last two cars out in street, followed by another round of Top to Cops. Hey, identical reaction times, 1:16 to 1:16. The Riley side gets there first, goes 14:39 at 95. Denzel side goes 15:58 at 91. But back in the Top to Cops. Let's see what they're going to do for their second round. We're up to 8 cop cars now. I think that's what Eric said. Hey, look at that light. Denzel's side. The officer goes 066 on 3, goes 15:48 at 90 miles an hour. Great light. If he's going to keep doing that, their high school students are going to be scared. And the O'Reilly side, the highway patrol car turns on the red light, 488 to the dark side of the tree. He's not a Jedi with that light. He goes 17:58 at 78 miles an hour. And now the highway patrol car in the Denzel lane. He goes 376 on the tree. It's not a Hemi. It's got to be a V6, you know, because it's going to be. Well, Paul just informed me there are no Hemis out here tonight in police cars, so that guarantees that it's a 3.5 liter HO. The Denzel side, out of the highway patrol car, goes 503 on the tree. And he goes 1680 at 84 miles an hour. Up, another red light for the police officers. He goes 021 to the dark side of the tree. He wants to be with Vader. You know, he's not a Jedi. He goes 1673 at 83 miles an hour. Denzel side, out of Fairfield. He goes 176 on the tree. And he goes 1634 at 85. Now the Denzel side, out of Nevada Police Department. He goes 717 on the tree. He was green, so he wants to be a Jedi. He goes 1668 at 84. And now the last car out, the highway patrol car in the O'Reilly lane. He goes, hey, great light, 070 on the tree. Let's see what he get that little 3.5 liter V6 up to. 1635 at 85 miles an hour. That brings us to high school. Dodge Challenger over there on the Denzel side, and a BMW. Going to go up and go head to head. And the Denzel side goes 826 on the tree. The O'Reilly side goes 487. He goes 1293 at 109 to the 1427 in the Denzel side. And the O'Reilly side goes 136 on the tree. That's Dustin Love. And he goes 1669 at 81 miles an hour to the Denzel side, 1570 at 98. Now it looks like you got a newer Mustang over there in the Denzel lane, going against a BMW, I believe, in the O'Reilly lane. Denzel side goes 229 green. The O'Reilly side with Roxanne, 151. He goes 1387 at 103. Denzel side goes 1504 at 91. And Denzel side, hey, great number for the O'Reilly lane. No, not really. 1.154. The Denzel side was 666. Not a good number. He goes 1674 at 81. The Denzel side goes 1766 at 76 miles an hour. That brings us to Nick at Night Bubbles hot lapping his Corvette. Not bad. 068 on the tree, backed up the 045. And Nick goes 1448 at 66 miles an hour. Must have a passenger in their car. Okay, Big Bad Brad Bowen out of Novato, California in the Trans Am. Jorge Valencia out of Santa Rosa in the 1974 Chevy Love. This ought to be a good race. Just off reaction times. Big Bad Brad hits the tree really hard. Jorge always hits the tree hard. Jorge goes 061 on the tree. Big Bad Brad goes 075. Jorge gets there first, goes 10:27 at 1:30 to the 12:30 at 1:11 for Big Bad Brad. Scott Sturley and Craig Merrilees, he's here tonight. He can pick up his championship trophy. Battle of Teslas. If they both go out in the first round, that means they can go back to compete against each other in EV class, where Scott has won that the past 2 weeks in a row. And he got absolutely 0 points because he was a crossover from Jackpot. And Craig Merrilees, he goes 004 and 3, goes 1167 at 114. He's your world champion in EV class. Not bad for a guy out of Windsor. Goes down to Vegas and wins the world championship. Philip Topping goes by himself, goes 035 on the tree, goes 1262 at 111. So here's a question. Now, I'm going to pose this one. If Scott Sturley loses in the first round and Craig wins, does Scott go to EV class and get a trophy and win it for 3 weeks in a row? That's a question. The Riley side, hey, Patrick Lemieux now we're in the Gear Jammers and Scott Frazier in the Fiat. Patrick Lemieux in the Challenger. Patrick Lemieux goes 134 in the tree. Scott Frazier in the Fiat goes 095. Patrick Lemieux goes 1381 at 109. Scott Frazier goes 1601 at 87. Mark Chansey in the 64 Plymouth Fury. Carlos Hilson in the 99 Miata. Mark Chansey goes 106 to the dark side of the tree. Carlos Hilson goes 021 green. Carlos is going to get there first. He goes 1283 at 115. Mark Chansey goes 1441 at 96. Kelly Derg, Rachel Throw out of Santa Rosa. Kelly out of Lafayette in the 2016 Ford. Rachel Throw gets a $2 bill. She goes 002 on the tree in the little Honda. So congratulations to Rachel if she gets a 002 right. She goes 1511 at 91 miles an hour. Kelly goes 1520 at 94. Claudius out of Fremont in the 2015 Camaro. Vera Mack out of Fairfield in the 2005 Mazda. Ray Owen, Michael Aftakes in the Subaru. Owen Ray in the 66 Ford. He goes 100 on the tree. Michael goes 400. He goes 1337 at 102 to the 1512 at 96 for Owen Ray. Marco going to take a hit here. He's trying a new converter. And so don't think he's going to go very far, maybe a couple 100 feet out to see how the converter's doing. That's why they call it test and tune. So let's see. How is Marco going to do on the tree? Not that it matters much. But it always is good because he won a Wally down there and earlier this year down in Southern California. There's not much you can say bad about Marco. Man, he is just killing the tree. And he goes 045 on the tree. That's about as far as he was going to take it. Now he's going to go nice and slow down to the other end of the track, and then we'll be into Comp Rod.
Intentionally shut off or no shit shut off?
Drew Keeler and the Camaro. Ragav Partey in the BMW. And Drew Keeler goes 184 on the tree. Partey goes 228 in the BMW. He's going to get there first. He goes 1166 at 119 to 1209 at 122 for Drew Keeler. Mark Carlson out of Napa in the Camaro going against Lola Peravaloris. It's good to see Lola out here again. We haven't seen her out here for months. Let's see how Lola's going to do on the reaction time. 045 red to Mark Carlson's 210 green. And Mark Carlson goes 1028 at 137. Brad McNeil out of Katati going against a Dodge Charger.
Who's that, Eric? Who's ramping up the... Oh. Oh.
And Brad McNeil goes 158 on the tree. He goes 1130 at 118. The Denzel side goes 1284 at 121. John Murphy out of Yountville, California in the 55 Bel Air. Dodge Charger in the O'Reilly lane.
And a bunch of. That was a good pass. Thank you.
All right, we're into motorcycle. Believe it or not, we got one motorcycle here tonight. So the question is, does he get a trophy tonight? He goes 428 on the tree. He goes 1148 at 120 for our lone motorcycle who braved the elements to come down here tonight. Doug McKay, dead on Doug, out of Rodeo in the 2021 Ford EcoBoost Mustang. Oh, Brian McCullough in the O'Reilly lane. All right, we got dead on Doug McKay, going to give it another hit. Brian McCulloch over there in the O'Reilly side. And Doug McKay goes 027 on the tree. McCulloch goes 145 on the tree. 1355 at 101 for Doug. 1680 for McCulloch. Emily Sager out of Petaluma in the Dodge Dart. Tony Nunes in the 2011 Lexus.
How long was that, Eric?
Hey, just for fun, it's now 5:40, and we're halfway through our third rotation. Emily C goes 022 on the tree. Hey, Mike Young. And Attic Fluck in the Audi.
Is that Miss Bell Patty? Okay. I just asked her. Yeah.
Okay, Mikey Young goes 1360 at 110. Attic Flock goes 1609 at 55 miles an hour. Jackson Collins, Tim Brown of Barron out of Ronan Park in the Silverado pickup. Jackson in the 2018 Charger. Jackson Collins goes 075 on the tree. Tim Barron goes 059 in the pickup. Jackson Collins goes 1298 at 106. Tim Barron finally gets down the track, goes 1718 at 81 miles an hour. Jamie out of Daly City in the 1937 Chevy pickup. Mark Powers in the 2021 Challenger out of San Mateo. All right, we the driver of the yellow Camaro and the driver of the motorcycle to the vehicles, please. All right, the yellow Charger and the motorcycle to your vehicles. Hey, Mark Powers goes 1414 at 95 miles an hour. Jamie goes 1523. Seth Richard and Alex Mahas. Mahas goes 1392 at 97. Richard goes, missed it. Ren Eberhardt turns on the red light. So does the Denzel side. Goes 051 red to the 174 red. If that would have been a legitimate race, the Denzel side would have taken the win because he was closest to zero with the red light. Eckhart goes 1248 at 112. The Denzel side, not as fast. Ron Drummond, not of the police squad. Joshua Lake out of Petaluma in the Silverado, going against the 71 vet. And Drummond goes 1217 at 112. Joshua Lake goes 1446 at 95. Eric Christian out of Kentfield in the 2018 Ford. Enzo Marino out of Sonoma in the 1999 Jaguar. You know what Jaguar stands for? I figured it out one day when I was working on Jaguar, putting the rear end cage in the back, and it was turning each bolt. But that's before they had the ratchet wrenches in the And I was sitting there, and I was thought of this one: junk at garage under auto repair. All right, and Jaguar goes 1564 at 90 miles an hour to the 1564 at 91 miles an hour in the Denzel side. All right, we got police officers back here for third pass down the track. The Denzel side turns on the light. Red light goes 074 to the dark side of the tree. And he goes 1551 at 90 miles an hour. Now the highway patrol car over here on the O'Reilly side. Going to get another pass. Hey, now all these police officers come here at their own time. They don't get paid for this, and we're the only track at the company that does this, that has topped the cops. You know, it's a pretty big thing here. You know, we're the only track in the entire country that has topped the cops. The O'Reilly side goes 352 on the tree. Not a bad light. Not going to scare the high school kids. He goes 1751 at 81 miles an hour. All right, car number 3, the highway patrol white car, goes 184 in the tree. It's not a Hemi. It's only a 3.5 liter V6, so don't expect anything really fast out of these two police cars. 1670 at 85 miles an hour. Now we got the black highway patrol car. He turns on the red light. Get that out of your system before you go race the kids. You don't want to give them a race by turning on the red light. You want to make it challenging for high school kids. He goes 1695 at 85 miles an hour. All right, Denzel side out of Fairfield Police Department. See if he can cut a good light. You know, he could, but it's drive-by wire cars. It's hard to cut a good light with a drive-by wire car. He goes 155 red. Like I said, get it out of your system now. You got a few passes to take it out. He goes 1704 at 85. And another Nevada police car. Or I should say Fairfield police car. In the O'Reilly lane. Hey, look at that light. 028 on the tree. Good light. Very good light. He goes 1682 at 82 miles an hour. Now we got a Nevada police car over here in the Denzel side. I believe that is a Ford Explorer. He goes 428 on the tree. He goes 1683 at 84 miles an hour. Last police car out. It's a highway patrol car, Dodge Charger.
Wow, perfect light.
Wow, a perfect light. A cop gets a perfect light, and he gets to get a sticker. I mean, you have to send him up here and get a trip zip sticker because he did it. He goes 12 at 86 miles an hour, trip zip on the tree.
Ryan Haluska made a perfect run. Oh, yeah.
And it was just brought to my attention that Ryan Haluska went up to Reading and ran a perfect run. You know how rare that is? How hard that is to do? And the best, and Ryan's car, he is a street-driven daily driver truck. So that is really hard. So congratulations to Ryan Haluska for getting a perfect pass. All right, well, now we're in the high school. We got Caddy Groggs, and Ryan Yerba out of Rohnert Park. Caddy out of Santa Rosa in the BMW. And Caddy Groggs goes 1383 at 103. Ryan goes 1445 at 97. Riley Fisher and Dustin Love. Dustin in the 99 Dodge Dakota. Riley Fisher in the 2010 Mustang. Riley's got to work on the lights, and that one was just horrid. Dustin Love was decent light. He goes 1670 at 81 miles an hour. Riley Fisher goes 1719 at 78. Brandon Williams in the VW out of Rohnert Park. Madison Eberhardt out of Rohnert Park in the 2017 Mustang. Madison Eberhardt goes 081 and 3, goes 1520 at 89 miles an hour. Brandon Williams goes 1673 at 82. And that's the end of high school. Now we're going back to dialing for dollars again. Jorge Valencia, Big Bad Brad Bowen. I bet you don't know which is which. I'll give you a hint. One's a Chevy. And Jorge was late on the tree, goes 114. Big Bad Brad was better, 028 light. Jorge goes 1033 at 130 to the Big Bad Brad's 1234 at 111. Craig Merrilees out of Windsor in the 2018 Model 3 Tesla. Scott Sturley out of San Rafael in the 22 Model X. Craig goes 009 on the trees. Scott Sturley goes red, goes 035. So here's what they got. If they both go out the first round, they go to EV class, and then they race each other for the trophy. And Scott's won it the past 2 weeks in a row, so that's only a hypothetical. Craig goes 1166 at 115. Scott goes 1119 at 114. Philip Topping out of Saratoga in the 2011 Mustang GT. Topping goes 029 on the tree. He goes 1317 at 109.
Hey, do I see Bill Taggart out there? Yeah, I do. That's Bill Taggart. All the way over in lane 16.
All right, we've got John Murphy going against Bobby Grabian out of Nevada in the 2014 Mustang GT. Murphy in the 55 Bel Air, big block powered car, Sunset 565 big block. Murphy, beautiful 55 Chevy, Bobby Grabian, turns on the red light. He goes 009 red. Hey, Murphy just missed the perfect light. He goes 001 Green, he goes 10:53 at 1:28. All right, we got 2 time onlys coming up here. Little Subaru goes 12:61 at 1:13. And that brings us to Marco. He's trying out a new converter. He wants to see how that's going to lock up on it. All right. Marco's going to get ready to go test out that new converter. Don't expect him to go very far down the track, about what he did last time. He's just looking for numbers. All right, looks like he's taking a full pass on that one. He goes 021 on the tree. Shuts it down. He goes 10:37 at 99 miles an hour. Not a bad light, not a bad pass for Marco. All right, you got Nick and Knight Bublets over here in the O'Reilly lane, taking another hit at the tree. And Nick at Night turns on the red light, 068 to the dark side of the tree. He goes 13:32 at 102. Denzel side goes 16:08 at 88. Now that brings us back to Gear Jammers. Mark Chansey in the Denzel side goes 072 on the tree. Vera Mack goes 188 green. Mark Chansey goes 14:52 at 96 miles an hour. Vera Mack goes 18:56 at 75. Carlos Hilson in the Miata. Michael Aftakes out of Stockton in the Subaru. Carlos goes 023 on the tree. Michael goes 413. Carlos gets there first. He goes 1280 at 115 to the 1319 at 104 for Michael. Ratio throw, trying to back up her 002 light the last time down the track in the Honda. The actress out of Santa Rosa. And she goes 164 on the tree, the O'Reilly side. In the wide body American Muscle Challenger goes 726. He gets there first, goes 14:59 at 97 to Ratio throws 15:17 at 92. Kelly out of Lafayette in the 2016 Ford. Claudius out of Fremont in the 2015 Camaro. Claudius got the better light, 148 to Kelly's 265. Claudius goes 1280 at 109. Kelly goes 1562 at 87. Owen Ray out of Santa Rosa in the 66 Ford Fairline in the Denzel side. That reminded me of the movie Ford Fairline. They're totally different cars, but good movie. O'Reilly side goes 049 on 3, goes 1201 at 114. Owen Ray in the Fairline goes 163 at 1456. Drew Keeler, we're back in the comp rod in the Camaro. Rahav Partey out of San Francisco in the BMW. Drew Keeler goes 008 red. He goes Roxanne. Partey goes 551 green. Drew Keeler gets the second. He goes 1204 at 123 to Partey's 1172 at 118. Mark Carlson in the Camaro. Lola Paravalolis in the 66 Nova wagon. Hey, and Laura goes 002 green. I know she's not going to take it, but she gets a sticker and a $2 bill, but 1212 at 109 to Mark Carlson's 1062 at 138. Brad McNeil out of Katati in the Mustang. And Brad McNeil goes 077 on the tree, goes 1129 at 119. Adrian Onina out of Santa Rosa in the Charger. Going against car number 37 in the O'Reilly side. And the O'Reilly side trees him pretty good. He goes 082 with 660 light. He goes 1124 at 124. Adrian goes 1268 at 122. All right, our lone motorcycle rider tonight going down the track in the O'Reilly lane. Yeah, he goes 171 on the tree. 204 in the 60. He goes 1131 at 121. Now we're back to Sports Street again. Michael Young out of Petaluma in the Volkswagen. Dead on Doug McKay in the Ford pickup. Doug McKay, rarity, goes 010 red. He goes 1353 at 101. Mike Young goes 084 green. That would have been a real race. Michael Young could have won the race because he went green. 1346 at 111. Emily Sager out of Petaluma in the Dart. Byron McCulloch out of Petaluma in the VW. And Byron turns on the red light. Emily goes 191 green. And Emily goes 1662 at 83 miles an hour. Attic Fluck, and Tony Nunes.
Here's a question. If the motorcycle guy goes down past an elimination and doesn't race anybody, does he get a trophy? Huh? Oh, it's a question. I just had to ask.
Tito Aguirre out of, in the BMW. Going to take a solo down here. And that'll bring us up to street cars. And Tito goes 1.102 on the tree, goes 14.28 at 109. Which now brings us back to street. Mark Powers out of San Mateo in the Challenger. Jackson Collins in the Charger. This is a battle of Dodge. Let's just see who's faster. And Jackson Collins turns on the red light, double on to the dark side of the tree. Mark Powers goes 043 green. And Jackson goes 1298 at 105. Mark Powers goes 1408 at 99. Jamie out of Daly City in 1937 Chevy pickup. He's turning off. Well, Jamie's turning off. Alex Majas out of Antioch in the 73 square body pickup. Jamie must have had a problem in that 37. Didn't like it. Turned around instead of taking another pass and hurrying the car. Wise move. And Alex turns on the red light, 015, but Roxanne. 1474 at 92 miles an hour for Alex. Seth Richhart out of Napa in the 2002 Corvette. And Seth Richard turns on the red light, 031 to the dark side of the tree, goes 1292 at 105. Denzel Side goes 1643 at 87. Tim Barron out of Roanoke Park, California in the Silverado. Ren Eberhardt out of Roanoke Park in the Camaro.
Are we doing top to tops now, guys? It looks like it. Oh.
Bouncing line.
Well, no, because, well,
we're going to take a break here and wait for I get the paperwork for the top the cops, so I know who's racing who. Hey, run, Mike, run. All right, we're going to start top the cops out here. It's for real. This time they're going to race the high school students and not each other. Last time out, we had an officer have a perfect light. Don't know which one it was, but we'll find out. So the first out of Nevada Police Department, Officer Curb. I got stuck on his name, so I gotta apologize for that. Out of Nevada Police Department, Officer Kirk Caboose. Oh, Caboose. BMW is Dylan Yubera in the BMW, going to go up against the Ford Explorer out of Nevada Police Department to give who's going to get the first win? Is it going to be the police officers or the high school students?
Thibodeau.
It's Thibodeau. I just got schooled on that one. In the Ford Explorer, he's going to be going against Dylan Yubera.
Hey, do you know you guys had a perfect light out there tonight? Yep. Yes, I do. Tell them to put on the police car. There you go. Yeah. No. I did too. I did say it. Did say it got 001. No, you don't get nothing. I can't give you anything. Yeah, that is a big old heavy truck. All right.
So in case you missed it, we're having a special thing out there on the paddock area with taco trucks. It's celebrating Cinco de Mayo, which is Friday, so they thought we'd do something for Cinco de Mayo here tonight. So you can go up there and get tacos and everything. It sounds like good eating to me. All right, here we go. We got Top the Cops coming down. We got Officer Kibito out of Novato PD, dialed in at 1550. Dylan Yubera, dialed in at 1290 out of Petaluma. This is racing for real. Who's going to win? Dylan or Kibito? And they're both away green. One's got the better light. I know who it is. And the win's going to go to Dylan Yubera. He goes 286 on 3, goes 1308 for the win. So it gives the high school students a 1-0 win. Officer Kiddo goes 277 on 3, goes 1579 for the loss. Officer Lemons out of CHP office goes dialed in at 1720. Ryan Yubera out of Roanoke Park dialed in at 1470. Now, I met Officer Lemons a few years back. She was writing tickets on my street. And the win goes to Officer Lemons, takes the win for the officers, making it 1 up. Ryan Yubera was late with a 775 light. Officer Zhang out of CHP office, dialed in at 1650. Katie Griggs.
Perfect.
I got it right, and her dad said perfect. Dialed in at 1381, but she went red, but 180 light. Officer Zhang takes the win, so now it's 2-1 for the police officers. All right, now we're into Officer Tacavera, dialed in at 1680. Riley Fisher, dialed in at 1520. Whoa. That was cool. I popped up on my screen, reaction times. And the win goes to Officer Tacavera. Goes 1770 with a 871 light, 85 miles an hour on a 1680 dial. Riley Fisher goes 1711, 820 light on a 1520 dial. Now the officers lead 3-1. Brandon Williams dialed in at 1670 out of Roden Park in the BMW. Officer J-Mac dialed in at 1680. Out of Fairfield Police Department. And J-Mac takes the win. He goes 0-11 on 3, goes 1690 on a 1680 dial for the win. For
1450 on that car.
Byron Williams goes 695 for the loss. Madison Eberhardt dialed in at 1510. Officer Sandoval dialed in at 1635 out of Fairfield Police Department. Madison dialed in at 1510 and takes the loss. Officer Sandoval takes the win with a 272 light. Officer Duriti dialed in at 1610. turns on the red light. Dustin Love with a 115 green takes the win. Not that it matters, but we got Charles Algen dialed in at 1480 out of Petaluma in the 2018 Nissan. Officer Snyder dialed in at 1670 out of Nevada Police Department. And Charles Algen takes the win. He goes 1526 at 98 miles an hour. Officer Snyder goes 1663 breakout on a 1670 dial. So it is now 5-3 for the cops. So the cops win this session of Top the Cops. So stick around to next week where 2 weeks we can have another edition of Top the Cops. All right, we're back into dialing for dollars, as I call it. Jorge Valencia going against Scott Sturley. Jorge goes 001 on the tree. Scott Sturley goes 069 in Tesla. Jorge goes 1028 at 126. Scott Sturley goes 1185 at 114. Big Bad Brad Bowen going against Craig Merrill's Trans Am versus Tesla. And Craig turns on the red light. He goes Roxanne, 443 to dark side of the tree. Big Bad Brad goes 041 green. Craig Merrill's goes 1167 at 114. Big Bad Brad goes 1236 at 111. Philip Topping, Bobby Grabian. Philip Topping goes 081 on the tree, goes 1410 at 92 miles an hour. Bobby Grabian turns on the red light, 012. John Murphy in the 55 Bel Air.
I thought Marco was only going to go out 300 feet, but he ended up doing the whole quarter mile on that one. 'Cause that's what I was informed.
And John Murphy in the 55 Bel Air goes 014 on the tree. He goes 1052 at 127. Now we got a couple of time onlys. Car number 28, the Subaru, or Rubaru, as I call him. He goes 1417 at 108. And that brings us to Marco in the O'Reilly lane, testing out the new torque converter in his car. I thought he was only going to do a short pass, but he ended up taking the whole quarter mile last time out. Let's see if he can improve on this time. Let's see if the new converter is working. And look at that. Marco puts down a 005 light on that brand new converter. That was a good light. Shuts it off early. He goes 10:30. 5 at 98 miles an hour. Good solid pass for Marco. And the last of our time onlys. Then we're going to follow that out by another round of gear jammers.
Weather was a major factor.
And he goes 16:27 at 90 miles an hour. All right, back to gear jammers. Patrick Lemieux in the Challenger. Vera Mack in the Mazda. All right, let's play the game. Which guy is going to get the better reaction time? Patrick Lemieux or Vera Mack in the Mazda? Who do you think? I got one vote for Lemieux. All right. Lemieux gets the red light. He goes 0-40 to the dark side of the tree. So Vera Mack, which nobody picked for to get him better reaction time, got the better reaction time with a 2:34 green. Patrick Lemieux goes 11:97 at 121. Vera Mack goes 20:54 at 66 miles an hour. Scott Frazier, Mark Chansey. 64 Fury versus 2017 Fiat. Scott Frazier wins that one. He goes 036 green to Mark Chansey's 070 red. That wasn't for real. That was just a race. Mark Chansey gets there first. He goes 14:41 at 96 miles an hour. Scott Frazier goes 16:09 at 87. Ratio Throw out of Santa Rosa trying to back up her 002 light, which she had earlier in the rounds against Michael Aftakes. Ratio goes 159 green. Michael goes 362 green. Michael Aftakes goes 13:22 at 104. Ratio Throw goes 15:04 at 90 miles an hour. Carlos Hilson in the Miata. Kelly Darg in the Ford Focus. And Carlos Wilson goes 041 and 3. Kelly goes 240 green. Carlos is going to get there first. He goes 1286 at 115. Kelly finally gets down there, goes 1615 at 87. Bradley Moen out of Vacaville in the 2014 Challenger. Going against the Corvette in the O'Reilly side. That looks like a C6 or R7, I believe. C7 vet in the O'Reilly lane. Definitely not a C8. Bradley Moen goes 598 on the reaction time to the Corvette's 532. Corvette's going to get there first. He goes 11:49 at 128. Bradley goes 14:61 at 98 miles an hour. Claudius Verson versus Steve Grumpy Jazlowski out of San Jose in the Mustang. And Steven goes 073 on the tree in the Mustang. Claudius goes 318. Steve's going to get there first. He goes 1206 at 113. Claudius goes 1283 at 109. Owen Ray out of Santa Rosa in the 1964 6 Ford Fairline. He goes 149 on the tree. He goes 1461 at 97 miles an hour. Owen Ray out of Santa Rosa. He just went down the track. Now I got Comprod. It just didn't do its thing. Drew Keeler in the Camaro. Raghav Partey out of San Francisco in the BMW. Drew Keeler goes 094 on the tree. Partey goes 563 green. Keeler goes 1188 at 122. Partey goes 1167 at 117. Lala Perveroris out of Petaluma, the 66 Nova wagon. Mark Carlson out of Napa in the 2002 Camaro. And Lala goes 020 on the tree. Mark goes 072. Mark gets there first, goes 1020 at 137. Lala goes 1220 at 108. Brad McNeil out of Katati in the Mustang. Last comp rod car out, I believe. No, there's two more. Maybe three. And Brad McNeil goes 068 on 3, goes 1120 at 119. We got dental side. We got car number 16. I believe that's a GTR. So be prepared for this to be really, really quick. It's slow out of the hole, but it should be booking down the track. Both of them are fast. They're hanging with each other. 1107 at 125 for the GTR. 1110 at 123 for the O'Reilly lane. Those were very good passes. All right, we got the Denzel side coming up here. Oh, we got two bikes now. We got a race. And Denzel's side goes 195 on the tree, goes 1372 at 106. Okay, we got Sean Baldo and Travis Capps. Capps on the Ducati. He goes 455 on the tree. Sean Baldo goes 159 on the tree. He goes 1114 at 122. With Travis Capps goes 1135 at 120. All right, Emily Seeger, Doug McKay going to go at it. Hey, Craig Merrilees, come up to the tower, please. Craig Merrilees, can you come to the tower, please? And Emily Seeger turns on the red light, goes 011 to the dark side of the tree. Dead on Doug McKay goes 059 green. And dead on Doug goes 1360. Attic Flock. In the Audi, Mike Young and the VW out of Petaluma. And Attic goes 1126 at 119. Mike Young goes 1343 at 110. Tito Aguirre in the BMW. Brian McCulloch in the Volkswagen. Brian McCulloch turns on the red light, goes Roxanne, goes 021 to the dark side of the tree. Tito Aguirre goes 452 green. He goes 1346 at 109. Brian McCulloch goes 1660 at 84 miles an hour. Tony Nunez in the O'Reilly lane in the Lexus goes 429 on the tree.
Who's driving Nick's car? Because I just saw Nick walking up here. Oh, wait. Did Nick go get his car?
And Tony Nunez goes 1592 at 87. All right, we got Jay Griner in the O'Reilly lane in the 1994 Vet. That's Nick Knight's Corvette. He goes 057 red for Jay Griner. He goes 1386 at 100 miles an hour. Which now brings us to street. All right, we're going to do one more rotation after we finish up with this. Just because we can. We will. So we got Mark Powers in the Denzel side, in the Challenger, Jackson Collins in the Charger, in the O'Reilly lane. And Jackson Collins goes 1297 at 105. Mark Powers goes 1392 at 100. Alec Majas out of Antioch in the 73 Chevy pickup square body. Goes 201 on the tree. Denzel side goes 118 red. Alex goes 1387 at 96 miles an hour. The Denzel side goes 1623 at 88. Ron Drummond out of Manteca in the 71 Corvette. Seth Richard dialed in from Napa, California in a 2002 Corvette.
I didn't know what happened.
And Ron Drummond turns on the red light. He goes 1234 at 111. Seth Richard with 144 green goes 1274 at 106. Ron Eberhardt out of Roanoke Park, California in the Camaro. Tim Barron out of Roanoke Park in the 2005 Silverado. I think Tim had a 001 light last time down the track. He tried to come up and get me to give him a Trip Zip sticker, but I couldn't give him any sticker for that. You got to earn it. Well, he backs up to 001 with a 111 in the Silverado pickup. Ron goes 051 green. And Ron goes 1242 at 112 to Tim Barron's 1737 at 80 miles an hour. Enzo Marino in the Jaguar. Jamie out of Daly City driving the 37 Chevy pickup. And Jamie goes 034 in the tree. Enzo Marino goes 125. Jamie goes 1493 at 89 miles an hour in the 37 Chevy pickup. Enzo Marino didn't go that fast. He went 14 and change in the Jag. And Joshua Lake goes 697 green in the Silverado pickup. He goes 1463 at 94 miles an hour. All right, we're into high school. We got Katie Groggs out of Santa Rosa in the BMW. I hope I got her name right. Dylan Ybarra out of Petaluma in the O'Reilly side. And Katie goes 045 on the tree. Dylan Ybarra goes 938. And Katie goes 1364 at 105. Dylan Ybarra goes, Riley Fisher and Ryan Ybarra out of Roanoke Park. Ryan Ybarra gets there first. He got an 80-55 light, goes 1564 at 61 miles an hour. Riley Fisher goes 824 on the light, goes 1701. Brandon Williams out of Roanoke Park. Madison Eberhardt out of Roanoke Park. Hey, I wonder if they know each other. Goes 108 on the tree. Brandon Williams goes 684. Madison gets there first, goes 1503 at 91. Brandon goes 1631 at 82. And Dustin Love is going to take a single here for high school. Dustin Love goes 004 in the tree, goes 1674 at 80 miles an hour.
So is this the last rotation? Okay.
All right, this is the last rotation, starting with Jackpot, dialing for dollars. Scott Sturley in the Tesla, Bobby Grabian in the Mustang. I used to say this is the last we do this for best light, but we're not doing that anymore. It's all when you add up the whole lights and you get the difference, the package, instead of doing our last one, we're going to do it Now on a package deal. Scott Sturley goes 084 on the tree. He goes 1186 at 114. Bobby goes 020 on the tree. Goes 1258 at 111. Jorge Valencia out of Santa Rosa in the 74 Chevy. Craig Merrilees in the Tesla goes 011 on the tree. Hello. Jorge Valencia 004 on the tree. He goes 1034 at 124. Craig Merrilees goes 1170 at 106. Big Bad Brad Bowen out of Novato, California in the Trans Am. Philip Topping out of Saratoga, California in the 2011 Mustang GT. And Big Bad Brad goes 051 on the tree. Philip Topping goes 008. Big Bad Brad gets there first. He goes 1225 at 111 to Philip Topping's 1357 at 85. John Murphy in the 55 Bel Air. Jay Griner in the 1994 Corvette. He's driving Nick at Night's car. So it's Jay Griner going to beat John Murphy on reaction time. Let's see what goes on. That's about the only thing that Corvette's going to have against that 55 Bel Air of John Murphy's. Reaction time. That's it. And John Murphy goes 002 on the tree, gets himself a $2 bill in the Bel Air. Jay Griner goes 083 on the tree, so John Murphy got the best of Jay Griner. He goes 1046 to the 1340 at 102 for Jay. Now we're back in the Gear Jammers again. So when you guys get back around, put your dial-ins on your car after this round of time runs. It's going to go quick. So then we're going to go into the first round of racing. Patrick LaRue in the Challenger. Alex Torres in the 2015 Corvette. Patrick LaRue goes 092 on the tree. Alex Torres goes 376. Patrick LaRue gets there first. He goes 1191 at 121 to Alex Torres's 1257 at 93. Scott Frazier in the Fiat in the Denzel side. Bradley Morin in the O'Reilly lane in the Challenger. Scott Frazier got the better of the two lights. He goes 182 to the 707 of Bradley's. Bradley's going to get there first. He's going to beat the Fiat by far. He goes 1440 at 98 miles an hour to 1609 of the Fiat. Ratio Throw out of Santa Rosa of the Honda. Hey, look at that again. A 002 right for Ratio. Do you know how rare that is? 2 in 1 day. Let alone one race, but 2 and she's having a heck of a day. She's going to be up here for another $2 bill and another 002 sticker. Congratulations to Ratio Throw. Carl Silson
Oh, really?
in the 1999 the Mazda. Turns on the red light. Kelly Doe, 412 green. Did a 003 red for Carl Silson. He goes 1274 at 115. Kelly goes 1558 at 93. Claudius out of Fremont. Grumpy Steven Jozlowski out of San Jose. in the Mustang. Now, Steven, he takes this thing to big buck races, and he races automatic cars, and he drives a stick shift, and he does very, very well. He goes 029 on the tree. He goes 1201 at 113. Claudius turned on the red light. 246 to the dark side of the tree. Goes 1317 at 108. Now we're back into comp rod. Drew Keeler in the Camaro. Rave Partey out of San Francisco in the BMW. Drew Keeler goes 020 on the tree. Partey goes 473. Keeler goes 1184 at 116 to the 1168 at 116 for Partey. Lella Pervalores in the Chevy Nova wagon. Mark Carlson in the Camaro. And Lala turns on the red light, goes 12-14 at 109. Mark Carlson goes 121 green, goes 10-25 at 137. Brad McNeil out of Katati in the 68 Mustang. And Brad McNeil goes 072 on the tree, goes 1106 at 119. Denzel Side goes 342 on the tree, goes 1124.
Guy's name is Jimmy.
And the Riley side goes 1106 at 126. The Denzel side goes 1304 at 108. Now we're into motorcycle. We got two. We used to have one, but now they increased by one. So we can actually have a race tonight. Travis Capps in the Denzel side in Ducati. Sean Baldo in the O'Reilly lane out of American Canyon.
That's the same one.
All right, we're back in the Sports Street. So remember, this is the last round of time runs. Next time we're going to be into eliminations when we come around. Emily Seeger goes 1662 at 83 miles an hour. Michael Young goes 1381. Tito Aguirre in the BMW. Byron McCulloch in the VW. And Tito Aguirre goes 1342 at 108. Byron McCulloch goes 1668 at 83. Mark Powers out of San Mateo in the Challenger. Jackson Collins in the Charger. Yeah, it's a Dodge battle. Dodge Challenger versus Dodge Charger. And Jackson Collins goes 1288 at 105. Mark Powers goes 1410 at 99. Alex Majas in the 73 Chevy square body pickup. Tim Barron in the 2005 Chevy Silverado. Alex Majas goes 124 in the tree. Tim Barron turns on the red light. 047 to the dark side of the tree. He goes 1392 at 96. Tim Barron goes 1728 at 80 miles an hour. Ron Drummond, not of police car, in the Corvette. Ron Eberhardt out of Roanoke Park in the Camaro. Ron Drummond turns on the green light, 216. Ron Eckhart turns on the green light, goes 142, goes 1235 at 112 to the 1226 at 111 of Ron Drummond. Now we got Enzo Marino and Jimmy. Oh, it's Jimmy. Oh, okay. It's Jimmy. Not Jamie. Jimmy. I keep seeing an A. 1937 Chevy pickup. He goes 156 on the tree. Enzo Marino goes 044. And Enzo Marino goes 1549 at 91 miles an hour. And Jimmy was 14 and change. Now we're back in the high school. Oh, we're still finishing this up. Then we'll be in the high school. Joshua Lake in the 2021 Silverado. Hey, we got 007 light. Car number 31 went 007 on the tree. He went Bond. He gets a Bond sticker, 007. So whoever knows the car number 31, send them up to the tower to see me get a Bond sticker. I haven't given one of those out in months. I mean, seems like I got a whole stack of them still. All right, now we're in the high school. We got Madison Eberhardt turns on the red light, and Dylan Yabera turns on the green light, 622 on the tree. He goes 13-27 at 108. Madison goes 15-19 at 88. Dustin Love out of Petaluma. Katie Groggs out of Santa Rosa in BMW. Katie goes 1367 at 104. 024 on the tree. Dustin Love turned down the red light. 013 to the dark side of the tree. Goes 1671 at 80 miles an hour. Ryan Ybarra out of Roanoke Park, the last high school student out. Now we're going to take a break here. Everybody stretch your legs. Do what you got to do. We're going to take a little bit of pause here. And then we're going to do elimination. So everybody put your dial-ins on your car. So next, when you come down and go down the track this time, we can race for real. Now remember, when you come up to the light, when you're in the water box, there's going to be a tree that you see with the numbers lit up on it. Make sure that corresponds to the number on your window. Because if you don't do that and you just take the tree and assume that we're right, we could be wrong. And if you lose because the dial's not matching what's on your window, that's on the tree, that's on the first light on the boards, you can't contest it. You are accepted as an official race. Now, I know I'm having problems tonight, but that's how it is. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes or so. Attention in the lanes. Attention in the lanes. Will Jorge Valencia please go up to the starting line and get the 3 extensions that fell out of your truck? I was wondering where that extension would, Jorge. He's going to go. Hey, Jorge, get to your car. We're going to run you guys. All right, put it in my car. All right, Jackpot, suit up. Jackpot, suit up. We're going to run time onlys, and then you guys. We'll start the race with you. And then we're going to follow it out with gear jammers and run it all the way down the line. All right, so these are time-only cars, and we're going to Jackpot follow them out for first round of eliminations. All right, racers, listen up. I got one thing to tell you again. When you pull into the water box, please make sure your dials match what's on the first board when you come in to the water box. Because if you don't and you miss it and you go down the track, you accept it as a legal race when there's no changing it back. You can, if it doesn't match, get the attention of somebody at the starting line, and we'll fix it up here in the tower. Okay, here we go. First round of eliminations with Jorge Valencia dialed in at 10:30 out of Santa Rosa, California, a 74 Chevy Love. Big Bad Brad Bowen, 1225 dial out of Novato, California, B&G Tire 2000 Trans Am. I put that car, engine in that car, what was it, last year? Yeah, I think it was, last year. He's had a productive season on that motor.
Go over, Jim. They ask if he needs an hand over there.
So Jorge's going to give up a bunch of real estate to Big Bad Brad Bowen here. Remember, if you lose first round in jackpot, you can always go to Comprod.
Did that thing jump to the center lane?
And Jorge, on a double breakout, takes the win. He goes 10:27 on a 10:30 for the win. Big Bad Brad, he was 0:45 on the tree, goes 12:20 on a 12:25 for the loss. He'll be moving into street or Comprod. John Murphy, dial in at 10:49 out of Yountville, California, in Bel Air. Bobby Grabian out of Novato, California, a 2013 Mustang.
Craig Merrill's, that's it.
And here, wop, wop, wop. And John Murphy goes 009 on the tree, takes the win, goes 10:55 on a 10:49 dial for the win. Bobby Grabian, 062 on the tree. He goes 12:62 on 12:59 for the loss. Philip Topping dialed in at 12:59 out of Saratoga, California, in the 2011 Mustang GT. Jay Griner dialed in at 13:42 in the 1994 Vet. And Jay Grenier takes the win. He goes 13:52 on a 13:42. He's 062 on the tree. Toppy had him treed 017 to an 062, but takes the loss. He goes 13:07 on a 12:59 dial. Could not run that number. Craig Merrill's, your points champion last year in jackpot, dial in 11:57. Scott Sturley in the Tesla, dial in 11:86. Scott Sturley takes the win. He goes 1190 on 1186 dial. Craig goes 056 on the tree. He goes 1167, dead on 6 for the loss. How can you go dead on 6 and lose? Well, you go 014 on the tree as Scott did, and go run close to your number. You add it up, the 56 on the 14. And the 90 and the dead on 6, and you got Scott Sturley by 68 1,000ths.
What the hell we got going down the track? Okay. I didn't know we could race campers.
Well, that's the first year that I've seen here since I've been announcing, is a camper going down the track. I thought I saw it all until now. The camper goes 771 on the tree, goes 2749 at 45 miles an hour. That was a huge thing.
Hey, George, congratulations. You won. I've been looking for that extension. Oh, I did not change the, I did not do anything on that truck. I did not change the spark plugs. Yeah.
All right, we're done with the time onlys. Now we're back into first round of Gear Jammers. We got Patrick Lanoux dialed in at 1188 out of Benicia in the Challenger. Michael F. takes 1310 dial out of Stockton in the Subaru. Okay, Patrick Lanoux dialed in at 1188. Michael F. takes dialed in at 1310. Subaru versus Challenger. Oh, and Patrick Lanoux goes 025 to the dark side of the tree. He went Roxanne. He goes red for the loss. Michael Aftace moves on to the next round of Gear Jammers with a 519 green light. That's a rarity. Patrick Lanoux out first round. Bradley Moen out of Vacaville in the 2014 Challenger, dialed in at 1436. Owen Way dialed in at 1450 out of Santa Rosa in 1966 Ford Fairline in the O'Reilly lane. And Owen Wade takes the win. He goes 0.97 on the tree, goes 14.94 on a 14.50 at 96 miles an hour. Bradley Moen was late with a 4.26 light and broke out on top of it. Racial throw, dollar at 14.95. The actress out of Santa Rosa, California, 1992 Honda. Mark Chansey dialed in at 14.40 out of Vacaville in a 1964 Fury. And Mark Chansey takes out Racial Throw. He goes 14.98 on a 14.40 dial. He was 207 on the tree. Racial had him at 170 to a 207, but goes 15.60 on a 14.95 for the loss. Carl Silson dialed in at 12.82 out of Ross, California in a 1999 Miata. Claudius dialed in at 12.85 out of Fremont in the 2015 Camaro. And Carl Silson takes the loss. Claudius takes the win on a double breakout. He goes 0.94 on the tree. He goes 12.78 on a 12.85 for the win. Carl Silson broke out farther. Scott Fraser, 15.94 dial out of Novato in the 2017 Fiat. Steven Jaslewski dial in at 12.03 out of San Jose in the 2004 Mustang in the O'Reilly lane. And the win goes to Steven Jaslewski. He takes the win, goes 068 on 3, goes 1210 on 1203 at 99 miles an hour. Scott Frazier takes the loss. Kelly Dard dialed in at 1560, gets the bye run in the Ford Fiesta, moves on to the second round. And Kelly goes 1608 on a 1560 dial at 83 miles an hour. Now we're going to be into Comp Rod. Drew Keeler, dial 1175 out of San Rafael, California in a 2013 Camaro. Raghave Partey, dialed in 1167 out of San Francisco in the BMW. And Drew Keeler takes the win. He goes 1182 on 1175 dial, 047 on tree at 99 miles an hour. Partey was late with a 363 light, with 1182 on 1167 dial for the loss. Lola Perevalores dialed in on 1211 out of Petaluma in the 1966 Nova wagon. Mark Carlson dialed in at 1020 out of Napa in the 2002 Camaro. And Mark Carlson takes out Lola Perevalores. He goes 037 and 2. Goes 1026 on a 1020 for the win. Lola gave it all she had. 071 on the tree. Goes 1214 on a 1211 dial for the loss. Craig Merrilees takes the win over Brad McNeil. Merrilees was 001 on the tree. Brad McNeil turned on the red light. So McNeil gone, Merrilees in. Bobby Grabian, India Riley lane down at 1260. Denzel side down at 1259. And a double breakout win goes to Bobby Grabian. He goes 044 on the tree, goes 1259 on with an 8 on a 1260 for the win. The Denzel side was 070 on the tree, goes 1256 with a 9 on a 1259 dial for the loss. And Andy Mesa dialed in 1110 out of San Francisco in the Audi. Andy goes 1121 at 123. He was 005 on the tree, too. All right, we're in the motorcycle finals. Okay, we'll scratch that. They're going to go 2 out of 3. So Sean Baldo, dial 1125 out of American Canyon. Traffic Caps dialed in at 1130 on the Ducati. So it's 2 out of 3 for the win. And first round goes to Sean Baldo. Takes the win. He goes 1164 and 1120 5 dial. Goes 133 on the tree. Traffic Caps was late with a 252 light. Went 1166 and 1130 for the loss. But they're going to do it again. If Sean wins, then we're done. If Travis wins, we're going to go do it again one more time. Best 2 out of 3. All right, we're in the Sports Street. Tony Nunez dialed in at 1570 in the Denzel side in the 2011 Lexus. Dead on Doug McKay, $13.55 in the O'Reilly lane out of Rodeo, California, in the 2021 Ford pickup. And then on Doug McKay goes 085 on the tree, takes the win, goes 1381 on a 1355 dial. Tony Nunez was late with a 515 light and broke out on top of it. Tito Aguirre dialed in at 1330 out of Marina, California in the 2018 BMW. Mike Young out of Petaluma in the 2016 VW. Turns on the red light, and Tito takes the win with a 702 green. Okay, see Dominguez dialed in at 14 flat out of Santa Rosa in the 2018 Red Sport. Emily Seeger dialed in at 1650 out of Petaluma in the 2014 Dodge Dart. And a double breakout win goes to Emily Seeger. She goes 235 on the tree, goes 1648 with a 7 on a 1650 dial for the win. Cesar Dominguez goes 684 on the tree, goes 1341 on a 14 flat dial for the loss. All right, now we're in the street. Mark Powers dialed in at 1399 out of San Mateo in a 2021 Challenger. Jackson Collins dialed in at 1288 in the 2018 Charger. And the win goes to Jackson Collins. He goes 1288 on a dead on 3 on a 1288 dial. He was 057 on the tree. Mark Powers was late with a 230 light and goes 1389 on a 1399 breakout for the loss. Ron Drummond, 1225 dial out of Manteca in the 71 Corvette. Alex Majas dialed in at 1385 out of Antioch in the 73 square body pickup. And Alex Majas in the 73 Chevy breaks out 1380 on a 1385. Ron Drummond with a 1226 on a 1225 dial, 183 on the tree, takes the win. Ben Mack dialed in at 1590 out of Fairfield in the 2019 Camry. Seth Richard dialed in at 1272 out of Napa in the 2002 Corvette. And Seth Richard breaks out, takes the loss. He goes 1269 on a 1272, 120 on the tree. Ben Mack takes the win with a 133 light. He goes 1594 and a 1590 for the win. Joshua Lake dialed in at 1443 out of Petaluma in the 2021 Silverado, going against Tim Barron, dialed in at 1720 out of Roanoke Park in the 2005 Silverado pickup. Talk about battles. we got battles of pickups. 2021 Silverado, 2005 Silverado pickup. Oh. And double breakout win goes to Joshua Lake. He goes 006 on the 3, goes 1437 on a 1443 dial for the win. Tim Byrne broke out more. He goes 1699 on a 1720 for the loss. Now we're going into, well, we're still on street. Enzo Moreno dialed in at 1540 in the Jaguar out of Sonoma. Big Bad Brad Bowen, 1218 dial out of Novato, California, in a 2000 Trans Am. B&G tire car. And Brad goes 063 on the tree, goes 1229 on a 1218 dial. Enzo was late with a 115 light, goes 1547 on a 1540 for the loss. So Big Brad avenges his loss in jackpot. Ron Eberhardt dialed in at 1229, gets the buy run in street. And that brings us to the quarterfinals, I believe, of high school. I count 2, 4, 5 cars. So, yeah, big quarterfinals. That was quick. Madison Eberhardt dialed in at 1501 out of Roanoke Park, California in the 2017 Mustang. Dylan Yubera dialed in at 13 flat out of Petaluma in the O'Reilly lane. And Madison's going to take the win. He goes 1508 on a 1501, 265 on the tree. Dylan was late with a 622 light and went 1717 on 13 flat dial for the loss. Katie Groggs dialed in at 1359 on a Santa Rosa in the 2008 BMW. Dustin Love dialed in at 1670 out of Petaluma in the 99 Dodge. And Katie turns on the red light, goes 119 red. Dustin Love will move on to the semifinals with a 138 green. Ryan Yubera out of Roanoke Park, dialing at 1440, gets the buy run out of Roanoke Park. Which brings us to dialing for dollars again. He goes 1454 and a 1440 dial. How do you think that one? All right, here we go. Next round of jackpot. Jorge Valencia dial in at 1027 in the Denzel side in the Chevy Love. Jay Gannier dial in at 1344 in a 1994 Vet. That's Nick at Knight's Vet. Hey, this is the semifinals of jackpot, unless somebody's sending it out that nobody's telling me about, but that was quick. And Jorge takes the win. He goes 1038 on a 1027, 023 on the tree for the win. Jay Gannier was late with a 156 green, but broke out on top of it. Goes 1343 with a 5 on a 1344 dial. Just missed it. John Murphy dialed in at 1048 out of Yountville, California, in 55 Bel Air. Scott Sturley, 1190 dial out of San Rafael in the 22 Tesla Model X in the O'Reilly lane. And John Murphy hit a whoop, 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 whoop. Goes 1056 on a 1048 for the win. He was 022 in the tree. Scott Sturley gave it all he had. 070 on the tree. He goes 1195 on 1190 for the loss. All right, now we're in the time onlys. Okay, we're back into Gear Jammers. Mike Aftakes dialed in at 1310 out of Stockton in the Subaru, or Rubaru as I call him. Mark Chansey dialed in at 1440 in the 64 Plymouth Fury in the O'Reilly lane. And Mark Chansey turns on the red light, goes 028 to the dark side of the tree. Michael takes the win with 227 green. He moves on. Okay, Owen Ray dialed in at 1450 out of Santa Rosa, 1966 Ford Fairlane. Claudius dialed in at 1280 out of Fremont in the 2015 Camaro. And Claudius takes win. He goes 1389 on a 1280 dial for the win. 031 on the tree. Owen Ray was late with an 088 light, if you can call that late. He goes 1572 for the loss. Steven Jesluski dialed in at 1203 out of San Jose, drag race machine, as we call him. The 2014 Mustang. Kelly Darg dialed in at 1560 out of Lafayette in the 2016 Ford Fiesta. And Kelly breaks out. He goes 1554 on a 1560 for the loss. Steven goes 1235 on a 1203 dial for the win. Was 103 on tree. So Steven moves on to the next round. Now we're going back into Comp Rod. Drew Keeler, dial 1168 out of San Rafael, California, 2013 Camaro. Bobby Grabian, dialed in at 1259 out of Nevada, the Mustang GT. And Bobby turns on the red light, goes 035 to the dark side of the tree. Drew Keeler goes 052 green for the win. Goodbye, Bobby. Andy Mussa dialed in at 1110 out of San Francisco in the 2022 Audi. Craig Merrill's dialed in 1168 out of Windsor in the 2018 Tesla Model 3 in the O'Reilly lane. And Craig Merrill's turns on the red light. And he is gone, goes 056 red. Andy Mussa goes 338 green for the win. Okay, we got Mark Carlson dialed in at 1020 in the Camaro in the buy run. Mark Carlson goes 072 on the tree. See how close he can run to that 1020 dial. He goes 1178 at 134. So you have to rethink that 1020 dial. All right, now we're into the bike could be finals. We won't know this. Because it's 2 out of 3 for the
So if the left lane wins,
all right.
decide you want to pull tree, left or right. Tree is on the right lane.
Sean Baldo dialed 1125. Travis Capps dialed in at 1130.
Who won the last round? Hey, who won the last round of bikes, Eric? Huh?
All right, if Sean Baldo wins this time, it's over. If Travis Capps wins, we'll do it one more time. And it looks like it's going to be Sean Baldo who takes the win, and it takes the win tonight. In motorcycle, he goes 035 on the tree, goes 1128 on 1125 for the win. And Travis Capps goes 244 on the tree and broke out 1117 on 1130 for the loss. So congratulations to Sean Baldo for your win tonight in motorcycle. Emily Seeger dialed in at 1644 out of Petaluma in the 2014 Dart. Then on Doug McKay dialed in at 1355 in the Ford pickup. This is the semifinals of Sport Street. And Doug McKay takes the win. He goes 0-33 and 3. He goes 13.79 on 13.55 over Emily Seeger. And Tito Aguirre, he's got the bye run. Dial in at 13.30. He's going to be facing dead on Doug McKay next time around for the finals of Sports Street. He better bring his A game. He really needs to. Yeah, he ain't going to go far if he cuts that kind of leg against Doug McKay. He goes 6.49 on the tree. Doug McKay was not doing that. He got an 040 light, 050 light, something like that. So Tito Aguirre's got his work cut out for him in the finals next time around for Sports Street. Okay, we got Ron Drummond dialed in at 12.25 in the vet. Jackson Collins dialed in at 12.78 in the Charger. Well, this is the quarterfinals of Street. And Jackson Collins takes the win with a 031 green because Ron Drummond with Roxanne, he goes 024 red. So Jackson Collins into the semifinals. Big Bad Brad Bowen dialed in at 12.19 in the Trans Am. Ron Eberhardt dialed in at 12.29 out of Roanoke Park in the 2019 Camaro. And Big Bad Brad takes the win. He goes 0.43 on the tree, goes 12.30 on a 12.19 dial for the win. Ron Eberhardt was 2.54 in the tree and got worse from as he went down the track. Joshua Lake dialed in at 14.40 out of Petaluma. Ben Mack dialed in at 15.90, turns on the red light, 009 to the dark side of the tree. Joshua Lake takes the win with a 0.60 light. He moves on to the semifinals of Street.
Oh, great. That's yours.
All right, we're in the high school semifinals. Ryan Ybarra dialed in at 14.40 out of Roanoke Park. Dustin Love dialed in at 16.70 out of Petaluma, California.
Hey, when jackpot comes around, is this the final?
All right, when Jackpot comes back up, there'll be the finals. So the win goes to Dustin Love. He's into the finals. He goes 149 on tree, goes 1697 on a 1670 dial at 68 miles an hour. He's going to go up against Madison Eberhardt. Dialed in at 1501. She goes 288 on the tree. She's going to be facing Dustin Love in the finals next time around of high school. All right, here's your jackpot final. Jorge Valencia, dialed in at 1027 in the Chevy Love pickup. John Murphy dialed in at 1047 out of Yountville, California in the 55 Bel Air. It's your guess is as good as mine. These guys can hammer the tree. So who's it going to be? Jorge or John? I have no idea. Who do you think? Are you going to take Murphy or are you going to take Jorge?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to remember, Jorge dropped my extension that fell out of his car, so I'd lightened up the car. They found that on the starting line. So, and then he put that in my car. I was looking for that. Wonder where it was today. All right, here we go. Valencia, Murphy, finals of Jackpot.
Oh man, identical lights.
And Jorge goes 007 on the tree. So does John Murphy. Both went Bond. And Jorge takes win. He goes 10:30 on a 10:27 for the win. Murphy goes 10:57 on a 10:47 for the loss. But both of them went Bond. And Jorge takes the win. That was a good race. All right, the Gear Jammer semifinals is pulling up to the water box right now. And Bobby Rabian just missed the bond line. He went 008 on the tree. He goes 12:58 at 110. All right, that's it for time onlys. And now we're into the semifinals of Gear Jammers. Michael F. takes out of Stockton down at 1310 in the Subaru or Rubaru. Steven Jaslowski dialed in at 1219 out of San Jose in the 2014 Mustang. Okay, and Steven Jaslowski into the final. He goes 12:43 on a 12:19, 0:19 on tree. Michael was late with a 3:06 light and didn't get any better after that. Claudius is going to be facing Steven Jaslowski in the finals because he's got the bye run in Gear Jammers.
I get for a double?
Mark Carlson dialed in at 10:20. Andy Musa dialed in at 11:10 in the Audi versus the Camaro. And Andy Musa goes into the finals. He takes out Mark Carlson, takes the win. He's going to be racing this guy going down the track right now. I don't know who it is, but because Andy Musa just went down the track. So we guys have two Andy Musas. That's going to be an Andy Musa final, I believe. Sports Street final coming up. It's going to be dead on Doug McKay again in the finals, going against Tito Aguirre, dialed in at 13:30 out of Marina in the 2018 BMW. Dead on Doug McKay, dialed in at 13:58 out of Rodeo, California, in the 2021 Ford pickup. And Doug McKay takes the win again in Sport Street. He goes 1370 on a 1358 dial, 160 on the tree. Tito Aguirre was late with a 405 light and didn't get it any better after that for him. Jackson Collins is taking the bye run here in Street, and then we're going to be with the other two cars for the semifinals of Street. Here we are in the second half of the semifinals of Street. Big Bad Brad Bowen dialed in at 12:19. Joshua Lake dialed in at 14:30 in the Silverado, going against the Trans Am. And Big Bad Brad's going to take the win on a double breakout. He goes 12:18 with a 5 and a 12:19, 078 on the tree for the win. Joshua Lake was 109 on the tree, goes 14:27 on a 14:30 for the loss. So it's Big Bad Brad in the finals again. Okay, your high school finals, I believe.
Yeah.
We got Madison Eberhardt down at 1504 out of Roanoke Park in the Mustang. Dustin Love down at 1670 out of Petaluma in the 1999 Dodge Dakota. It should say Dodge Durango. And Dustin Love goes 1680 on a 1670, 057 on the tree for the win. Madison Eberhardt goes 137 on the tree, goes 1532 on the 1504 for the second place finish. Now we're going to do some time onlys. All right, here comes the Gear Jammer Finals into the water box. Steven Jeslovsky and the Camaro.
I know. I said in the water box.
Okay, Claudius, dial in at 1280 out of Fremont, California in the Camaro. Steven Jeslovsky, dial in at 1219 out of San Jose, California, a drag race machine as he's known. A 2014 Mustang. And Claudius takes out Steve Jeslovsky on a double break. He goes 099 on the tree for the win. He goes 1278 on a 1280. Steven Jeslovsky was late. 197 on the tree, goes 1207 on a 1219 for the loss. So congratulations, Claudius. Okay, this is your Comp Rod Finals. Drew Keeler, $11.85, San Rafael, California in the Camaro. Andy Musa dialed in at 1110 out of San Francisco in the Audi. All right, Drew Keeler, Andy Musa. Both turn on a red light, and the one who's closest to zero is Andy. He moves on, takes the win, I should say. Drew Keeler takes the loss with a 114 red light to the 109 of Andy Musa. Musa, your winner tonight in Comp Rod. All right, coming up is your street final.
Is that the last final of the day?
All right, the last pair of cars going down the track tonight. Big Bad Brad Bowen. In the Denzel side, dial in at 1219 out of Novato, California. B&G Tire sponsored 2000 Trans Am, Jackson Collins, styling at 1288 in the 2018 Charger. Who's it going to be, Big Bad Brad or Jackson?
What, next week? I mean, 2 weeks? Yeah.
And Big Bad Brad goes 077 on the tree, goes 1221 on 1219 for the win. Jackson Collins was late with a 103 light and broke out on top of it. Goes 1287 with a 2 on a 1288 dial. So Big Bad Brad, you win it tonight in Street.
They gotta come over and get the picture.
Yep. Okay, all winners come over to the starting line and get your pictures taken with Nick Bublitz and myself. And I like to tell, on behalf of Danny DeVita and his staff on the starting line, and everybody was helping us on to get the stuff done tonight on the lanes. And myself and Nick Bublitz and the rest of the tower crew, we'd like to thank you for showing up. See you again in 2 weeks.